following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. A rare Sunday stream. How are you? My name is Ron Chuckett. Welcome to the program for this 28th day of September 2025, and we will finish up our first round series between the 78 Los Angeles Dodgers and 85 St. Louis Cardinals this afternoon. The Cardinals won Game 1 in Los Angeles. They beat, who the heck was it they beat? Bert Hooton. It was John Tudor over Bert Hooton. And in Game 2, it was the Cardinals bullpen that blew a lead and allowed the Dodgers to force a third and deciding game. Because Joaquin Indahar pitched well, but Jeff Lottie, Lottie-dottie-dee, Lottie-dottie-dot, did not. And so that's how we get here. So Game 3 was back to Los Angeles for Danny Cox versus Tommy John. Tommy the lefty. And I think he went, did he go back to L.A.? I know he pitched one of those World Series for New York, and I think it was 77. Anyway, so Tommy John gets the call for the Dodgers. Danny Cox, who actually I believe pitched Game 1 of the real World Series and pitched quite well, gets the call for St. Louis. Winner moves on. Loser says, thank you very much, and we'll go home. It's time for baseball next on Retro Sports Network. As Retro Sports Network presents the Greatest Hits Tournament today from Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles, California. It's the 1978 LA Dodgers versus the 1985 St. Louis Cardinals. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today. Find Dave and his friends today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. Weather is not going to be a factor in this one. It is 76 degrees, clear skies, winds blowing out to right at 7. Tommy John, the ageless one, he's, 35 here. Didn't go out and pitch another 10 years. 30 starts for the Dodgers. He went 17-10 with a 3.30 ERA. He throws a fastball at 84 and is a ground ball plus pitcher. In 213 innings, he allowed 230 hits, 11 homers, he walked 53, and struck out 124. If I remember correctly, we did a game in 2020 between the Dodgers and the Reds, and Tommy John struck out 14. So you just never know. Lineup for the Cardinals in this decisive game: Vince Coleman leads off in left. Willie McGee in center will bat second. Tommy Herr at second will bat third. Jack Clark cleans up at first. Tito Landrum is the DH today. He'll bat fifth. Terry Pendleton at third will go sixth. Tom Nieto behind the plate batting seventh. Andy Van Slyke in right goes eighth. And the Wizard, Ozzie Smith, will bat ninth. Defensively for the Dodgers, Dusty Baker, a 7 and a 4 in left. Rick Monday is a 4 and a 3 in center. Reggie Smith, a 5 and an 8 in right. Ron Say, a 7 at third. Bill Russell, an 8 and a 7 at short. Davey Lopes, a 10 and a 10 at second. Steve Garvey, a 9 at first. Joe Ferguson, a 6 and a 4 behind the plate. And Tommy John, an 8 on the mound with a .947 fielding percentage. Coleman, 2 for 8 on the series. He has singled twice, scored twice, stolen a base, walked, and struck out. And so as you're watching this later on delay, glad to have you with us for this decisive Game 3 of this series. Pitch to Coleman. There's a line drive to Russell, and that's how this one starts. One out. For Willie McGee, who has been red hot in this series, 5 for 9. He almost hit for the cycle in Game 2. He does have a double, a triple, 2 RBI, scored 3 runs, and has stolen a base. TJ deals. There's a ground ball to third. Say over to Garvey. 2 out. For Tommy Herr, 2 for 8, 2 singles, and 2 RBIs. Road teams have won both of these games Dodgers took advantage of what might be the weak spot for St. Louis, the bullpen. In game 2, ground ball to Russell, fantastic play over to first, and that will do. Cardinals go in order. In the first, half an inning in the books, no score. So Danny Cox, who made 35 starts for St. Louis in 85, 26 years old, fastball at 87, fly ball pitcher. And when that's your number 3 starter, you know you're doing well. He went 18-9, a 2.88 ERA, 241 innings, 226 hits, 19 home runs, 64 walks, 131 strikeouts. Here's the lineup he'll face. Davey Lopes leads off at second. Rick Monday in center will bat second. Reggie Smith in right will go third. Steve Garvey at first will clean up. Ron Say at third will bat fifth. Dusty Baker in left goes sixth. Billy Russell at short batting seventh. Joe Ferguson behind the plate bats eighth. And the Dodgers, instead of going with Lee Lacy as a DH, are going to go with Billy North and put him in that second leadoff position at 9 with his speed. Danny Cox can give you 125 pitches. Defensively for the Cardinals, they are good. Terry Pendleton a 9 and third. Ozzie Smith a 9 and a 7 at short. Tommy Herr a 5 and an 8 at second. Jack Clark a 6 at first. Vince Coleman a 5 and an 8 in left. Willie McGee an 8 and a 7 in center. Andy Van Slyke a 4 and a 9 in right. Tom Nieto gets a call behind the plate. He's a 5 and a 7. Cox is 7 on the mound with a .964 fielding percentage. Lopes not going to bunt here. 1 for 8 on the series, and that was a leadoff home run in game 2. Helps if the mouse is in the right spot. There's a fly ball left center. Back goes McGee, and that is off the wall. And Lopes is into second with a stand-up double. So his leadoff spot, the last 2 games, a home run and a wall ball double. And that'll bring up Rick Monday, who went 0 for 5 in St. Louis. That's a line drive to Clark, and Lopes has to go back to second, 1 out. For Reggie Smith, 4 for 8 on the series. We've talked about how underrated he is or was as a player. He has a double, a home run, and 3 RBI in this series. Cox deals. Reggie swings. Fly ball, or popped up rather. Tommy Herr on the grass in shallow right makes the catch. 2 out for Garvey. Steve 0 for 8. Grounded into a double play and scored a run. Got him. So Cox struck him out. Steve chased an 0-2 fastball, and that will do. Dodgers get a hit. They leave a runner on. After 1, no score. For Jack Clark, Tito Landrum and Terry Pendleton to face Tommy John here in the second. Jack 3 for 7 on the series. A double and 2 RBI. That is a base hit past Russell all the way to the wall, but Baker will cut it off, and Clark doesn't have a lot of speed. So everyone's got a hit. Tito Landrum 1 for 2. He was a DH here in game 1 in Los Angeles. Cesar Cedeno was a DH in St. Louis. Tito facing the lefty, TJ. And a double, a run scored, and a walk. Landrum to Lopes. Russell for 1, and they're not going to get even throw for Landrum. So they get the 4-6-4. It's 1 out for Pendleton, 1 for 8 with a K. There is a fly ball left field down in the corner. Baker will have that one go foul. And somebody from San Francisco who's jealous that they're not playing made the catch. So it's a 2-2 count to Pendleton. Terry swings down the alley in left center. Baker moves over, makes the catch, and Tito goes back. 2 out for Nieto, who was 2 for 4, single double, and scored a run in this game 2 yesterday. That's up the middle. Russell throws to Garvey, and Nieto is retired. Landrum is left on. Cardinals get a hit. They leave a runner on after an inning and a half. No score. So Say, Baker, and Russell to face Cox here in the second. Ron 1 for 7, a single, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Fly ball, left field. Back goes Coleman. That's well hit, but Vince will find the wall and make the catch. 1 out for Dusty Baker, 1 for 8. Cox deals. There is a ground ball to her over to Clark, and that is 2 out. For Bill Russell, Bill 2 for 6 on the series. He's hit well. A double, a triple, an RBI, a run scored, and 2 walks. Fly ball, right center. Back goes McGee. Will make the catch, and that'll do. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the third here in Los Angeles. St. Louis, nothing. L.A., nothing. So Van Slyke, Ozzie Smith, and Coleman to face Tommy John here in the third. Andy, 2 for 7 on the series. A home run. I believe that came here. Yeah, it was the game-winning hit in Game 1. 2 RBI, a run scored, a walk, and a strikeout. Got him. And 0-2, and Andy watched it. A fastball. Now bring up Ozzie Smith. 1 for 7 over the first 2 games. An RBI, a run scored, a strikeout, and a single. Drops one down. Garvey has to hurry. Lopes over to the bag, and there's 2 out. So for Vince Coleman, who's 0 for 1, opening 9 for Tommy John, 30 pitches, 2 2/3, a hit, and a strikeout. Coleman, ground ball to Russell over to Garvey, and Coleman is retired. So Tommy John has thrown 3 scoreless. No runs, no hits, no errors. Bottom of the third coming up, no score. So Ferguson, North, and Lopes to face Cox. Joe 3 for 7 on the series. 2 singles, a double, and 2 RBI. How you doing? It is a sparse Sunday crowd. Yep. We don't normally do Sundays, and that's pretty obvious, Andy. But we want to get this series done to start the next one tomorrow. Struck him out. That's 2 for Cox. A 1-2 curve. Got him looking. For Billy North, who played center field in Game 1. Pendleton and Clark play in. We're going to swing. North went 1 for 4 and singled and scored. He rips this one to right, but foul. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, no, we don't normally do Sundays. Not a big deal. Struck him out. That's 3 for Cox. Danny got him. So 2 out for Lopes. Davey doubled to start the ball game. The lone hit for the Dodgers. Cox, 9 deep, 2 2/3, 3 strikeouts, a hit, and 27 pitches. Fly ball, left field. Coleman will get there. No, he won't. Another double for Lopes. I thought Vince had that. He lost that in the lights, or the twilight here in L.A. However, the wind's blown out to right at 6. So again, runner in scoring position for Monday, who's 0 for 1. Fly ball, right field. Back goes Van Slyke. Andy is there, and that will do. Dodgers again threaten, but do not score. No runs, a hit, no errors. After 3, no score. So McGee, Her, and Clark to face Tommy John here in the 4th. Ground ball to Russell. Makes a fantastic play, and you really got to hurry to throw out McGee. These 2 teams, I mean, you're seeing why they won their respective World Series. The Dodgers, I think, in the end had the easier road because they had the Rangers. You didn't know what the Blue Jays were going to do against St. Louis when we squared them off. St. Louis's pitching was just too much. But these two teams do pretty much everything well, except I think St. Louis, we saw the weakness the other day on Friday, the bullpen. Tommy Herr is 0 for 1. Chopper foul first base side, and Garvey tosses that to a flight attendant. The count is 2-2. Mike in the truck. Street Mary's call of the Steelers game, who was simulcasting on your TV, and then I see I've got... oh. Is that urinating tree? Because the Steelers aren't on for 40... No, that's right. No, the Steelers were in Ireland today, right? Probably doing better than the Ryder Cup. Tommy Herr, 0 for 1. Pitch to Tommy. There's a base hit. Right center field. Reggie throws it in. And the Cardinals have a runner on for Clark, who singled his first time up. The lefty throws to first, and Herr is barely back. Streamer's not... Oh, Streamers. That's all right. Street Mary. That sounds like something you'd find in Dublin. Oh, I don't know that one. Chisel Adonis. Pitch to Clark. There's a fly ball. Left field. Back goes Baker. Goodbye. In the back of the bleachers in left center field. And the Cardinals, kind of like real life in 85, go up 2-0 on a big boomer by Jack Clark. It would be kind of ironic if the Cardinals win both of the games in L.A. because of the long ball. This was not a team that hit home runs. So here's Landrum. He's 0 for 1. Ireland, and I didn't hit the lottery to attend. Oh, that's right, as a Steelers season ticket holder. Your wife would have used it as an excuse to go and then swing back by the game on the back end. Who's winning? So Landrum at the plate. 2-0 Cardinals, 1 out. Struck him out. Tommy got him on a 1-2 fastball looking. 2 out for Pendleton. There is a ground ball to Lopes. Over to Garvey, and Pendleton is retired. But 2 huge runs on the homer from Jack Clark. And after 3.5 here in Game 3, the Cardinals lead the Dodgers 2-0. I think we put Andy back to sleep. So it'll be Reggie Smith, Steve Garvey, and Ron Say here in the 4th. Reggie is 0 for 1. Andy's stepmother is from Pittsburgh. Big Steeler fan. Steelers playing the best game they've played all year. They actually looked like a football team. 24-14. But in the red zone. Aaron Rodgers. Pitch to Reggie. There's a fly ball. Right center field. Van Slyke will make the catch. And there's 1 out for Garvey. Steve struck out his first time up. Struck him out. That's 4 for Cox. A 2-2 fastball. And Garvey swung right through it. For Ron Say, Ron is 0 for 1. Cox delivers. Fly ball, left field. Back goes Coleman. And Vince this time will make the catch. We go to the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 4 here in L.A., Cardinals 2, Dodgers nothing. So TJ to face Nieto, Van Slyke, and Ozzie Smith. Who Nieto is 0 for 1. There's a ground ball to third. Ronnie Say's got it over to Garvey. 1 out. For Van Slyke, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Got him. And 0-2, and Van Slyke swung through it. So Tommy John, just a 1 bad pitch. But that's all that matters right now. Ozzie Smith 0 for 1. There's a ground ball past Garvey down the in the alley, and Ozzy's got himself a double. That was not a ground ball, Ron. That was a hard-hit liner that Reggie Smith couldn't corral. And there's 2 out for Vince Coleman, who is 0 for 2. So the Cardinals looking for an insurance run here. Coleman up the middle, base hit. Ozzy will score. It's 3-0 St. Louis with 2 out here in the 5th. Here's Willie McGee. Willie's 0 for 2. Lasorda looking down. I don't know how much longer you go with Tommy John. They throw to first. And they get Coleman picked off. Well, it's easy when the runners get picked off like that. How about that? Halfway home through the decisive Game 3. Dodgers trailed the Cardinals 3-0. Well, if you joined us late, here's how we got here. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for St. Louis. They are halfway through advancing to the second round of our greatest hits tournament. The Dodgers have been held to 2 hits. Jack Clark, a 2-run shot in the 4th, deep left center. And then Vince Coleman, an RBI single in the 5th. Danny Cox, a 2-hitter through 4. He has fanned 4. Tommy John, a 5-hitter through 5, 3 runs all earned, a homer, and he has struck out 3. 4th and goal for the Steelers, and they are stopped at the 1. So they did not score. Baker, Russell, and Ferguson here in the 5th. Dusty is 0 for 1. Cox steals, popped up, Nieto to the screen, and out of play. 0-2 the count. There's a ground ball, chopper to Clark. He'll take it himself, and Dusty Baker beat it out. So 1 on, nobody out for Bill Russell, who is 0 for 1. We're going to hit and run. Throw down to her, and Baker is out trying to steal. You're a 9 out of 10 in a hit and run. You got to make contact, Bill. 2-1 to count. I don't know if Russell missed the sign or what. That's in the center for a base hit. And they're going to catch Russell off the bag at first. He rounded first, took a long look at second, and the throw was hustled back into Clark, and he got kind of no man's land. So he missed the sign on the hit and run, which got Baker thrown out, and then he's thrown out trying to, I don't know what he was trying to do. But Tommy just popped a lasagna out of the oven and has just got a fork and eating it. Oh my goodness, you don't do that. Here's Joe Ferguson, who struck out his first time up. Oh my word. And Ferguson draws the walk for Billy North, who's 0 for 1. That's a rare play, Andy, for sure. I thought the hit and run was safe because he was a high contact guy. No. And then he gets thrown out on the bases. Struck him out. Cox with a wry smile. He threw 5, a 1-2 fastball outside, and that'll do. After 5 here at Dodger Stadium, Cardinals 3. Dodgers get 2 hits, but don't get anybody to second base. After 5, 3-0 St. Louis. So McGee, her, and Clark to face John here in the 6th. Willie is 0 for 2. Popped up, Ferguson. Won't get there. 1-2. Fly ball left field. Back goes Baker, and that's a long gone. So seriously, in this big ballpark with a team that has the power of a hamster, the Cardinals have their second home run of the day. Wow. Almost as bad as getting picked off first when the pitcher fakes to third and throws to first, which happened to Andy in high school. It could have been worse. You could have been caught by the fake ball trick. Tommy Herr 1 for 2. It is 4-0 St. Louis. Carson Wentz throws a bomb of blown coverage down to the Pittsburgh 1. Tommy Herr 1 for 2. He is singled and scored. 4-0 St. Louis here in the top of the 6th. Nobody out. Herr swings, base hit, past Russell. So we need to find someone that can actually pitch now. We'll give Tommy Jack Clark his single and homered and driven in 2. That came in the 4th. Struck him out. That's 4 for TJ. 1 out for Landrum, who's 0 for 2 with a K. They throw to first, and Herr is back. Base hit left field. Baker will throw it back in, and it's first and second, 1 out for Pendleton. And we'll have to go get Tommy John. Who are we going to throw in? It is going to be Charlie Huff again. Huff pitched in game 2. Picked up the win in an inning and 2/3. Remember, there's no off day, so he technically pitched yesterday. Inning and 2/3, 26 pitches, a hit, and 2 strikeouts to pick up that win as the Cardinal pen blew it. St. Louis up 4-0 here in the 6th with 1 out. Herr on second, Landrum on first. The knuckleballer will face Pendleton, who's 0 for 2. 4th and goal, and the Steelers holding. Pendleton delopes Russell for 1, and that's all they're going to get. That was a smash down to Lopes. He flipped it to Russell, and they get the force at second. So Herr on third, Pendleton on first for Nieto, who is 0 for 2. To shallow right center. In comes Reggie Smith. He'll make the catch, and that will do. Don't know if the Steelers are holding. The Cardinals, however, get another run on 3 hits. They've left on 3, and in game 3, it is St. Louis 4, the Dodgers nothing. Dump off pass. Vikings down by 1 score. Just 2 minutes left. Now, what's Minnesota's tie to Ireland? The Steelers, obviously, with the Roonies. Top of the lineup to face Cox, Lopes, Monday, and Smith. Davey has doubled twice today. Opening 18 for Danny, 62 pitches, 5 innings, 4 hits, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. Cox steals. There is a line drive to Herr. Great play, 1 out. For Rick Monday, who is 0 for 2 today. Cox steals. Popped up. Right side. Clark will make the catch. A fantastic catch. And there's 2 out. For Reggie Smith, who is 0 for 2. Danny deals. Left center, back goes McGee, and Willie will run it down and make a fantastic catch. We've played 6. No runs, no hits, and no errors. Cardinals 4, Dodgers nothing. Okay. So 24-21. Oh, no association for Minnesota to be there. I just kind of wonder if this is their neutral because it's a 17-game season. Van Slyke has struck out twice, by the way. Huff here in the 7th. Won't be able to finish it. But maybe they can keep the barn door. Onside kick coming for the Vikings. I've never called a football game I haven't seen before. Pitch to Van Slyke. There's a ground ball to third. Say's got it over to Garvey. And Van Slyke's out on a bang-banger. 1 out for Ozzie Smith. Ozzie has a double today. 1 for 2. Up the middle, Lopes. Over to Garvey for the out. 2 away for Coleman, who was 1 for 3. Vince has singled and drove home a run. Again, much more productive in this series than he was when we did the playoffs in '85. There is a ground ball to Lopes. Over to Garvey. Stretch time. 4-0 St. Louis. No runs, no hits, no errors for St. Louis. They're up 4-0. 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors. They've left on 3. I'm assuming that... Oh, Steelers recovered the kick, so Mike is breathing again. No runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Dodgers, and they have left on 3. St. Louis 9 outs away from advancing. Garvey 0 for 2. He has struck out twice. To Smith, over to Clark, 1 out. Ron Say is 0 for 2. Cox deals. There's a ground ball right back to Danny, who can't make the play. So Say will reach on the error by Cox for Dusty Baker, who has a single. He's 1 for 2. Thoughts in the Ryder Cup? Oh, apparently we are terrible. U.S. team also showing questionable pairings by Keegan Bradley. Yeah, from Woodstock, Vermont. I don't know what's worse, the way that they played or the crowd behavior. The Europeans play well as a team, and I think that and the Americans generally don't. And there's such a gulf between Scotty Scheffler and everybody else right now. Pitch to Baker, popped up. Van Slyke, pardon me, will make the catch, and there's 2 out. For Russell, 1 for 2 today with a single. She graduated from Woodstock. What year? Russell into left field. Back goes Coleman, and Vinny will make the catch, and we're through 7. Dodgers, no runs, no hits, no errors. Have left on 4. We go to the 8th. Getting tight here at Dodger Stadium. Cardinals 4, LA nothing. Good question. McGee, Herr, and Clark to face Huff. Willie homered in the 6th. And that is in the left field, but Baker will get there. 1 out. For Tommy Herr, who is 2 for 3 today, he has singled twice and scored. Struck him out. So Huff has been the Dodgers' ace in the hole. 4 innings in the series, a hit and 3 strikeouts. Jack Clark 2 for 3 today. He also has homered. Hard to believe the Cardinals. I don't know how many homers they hit as a team at 85, but they have 3 in this series, all at Dodger Stadium. Slow chopper to third. Say over to Garvey, and Clark is safe. Not even sure Don Denkinger can save this bunch now. Here's Landrum. Tito 1 for 3. He has singled and struck out. Popped up. Left side. Say will make the catch, and we're through 7.5. Cardinals get a hit. No runs, no errors. They've left on 4. Danny Cox on 81 pitches, 6 outs away from the next round. So Ferguson 0 for 1 today, a walk and a strikeout. 0-6? Okay. I don't know your daughter, but 20 years? About that? Pitch to Fergie. Left center, well hit. Goodbye. Long gone. So there goes a shutout in the left center field, and that's why Ferguson is catching and not Steve Yeager. So the Dodgers get one back. It's 4-1 for Billy North, who is 0 for 2. He has struck out twice, and now we're going to put one down. You got North in here to get on base. He squares. It is down. They aren't going to get him. It worked. So a home run from Ferguson, which I forgot to show you again, and a bunt single from Billy North, and the Dodgers are in business. Yep, 06 would be right. Man, I'm old. I was thinking late 80s with my cousin, but no. So Cox, 27 batters, 84 pitches, 7+ innings, 6 hits, a home run. He walked 1 and struck out 5. Your wife confirmed it, pulled out your French dip voodoo doll, and poked it a few times. Davey Lopes is 2 for 3. He has doubled twice today. Going to swing away here. Lopes into right field. Back goes Van Slyke. Andy will get there, and North is back. 1 out for Monday. Ooh, well, don't hit and run. See if they throw over to first. Cox leads it 4-1. 1 out, 8th inning. Ground ball, pass Clark down the line and right. Van Slyke will have it. North will hold at third. Monday at first. And Reggie Smith is the tying run. He is 0 for 3 today. The Cardinals looked like they were cruising, but the home run from Ferguson, a bunt hit from North, and now Monday with a single. And the Dodgers are right back in it. Danny Cox, a deep breath. He deals, popped up. Right side, Van Slyke towards the half wall. Can't get there. A very excited kid wearing a Knott's Berry Farm t-shirt made that catch, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. So we'll do it again on a gorgeous night here in Los Angeles. Cox deals. There's a ground ball to first. Clark can't make the play, and that's an error. North will score, and it's 4-2. So Monday on second, Reggie Smith on first for Steve Garvey, who has struck out twice. He's 0 for 3. This is crazy. Yep, really. Cox now is thinking Don Denkinger's at first. Delivers to Garvey. Base hit right center field. All the way to the wall. McGee goes to get it. Monday around third. Reggie's going to hold at third. But the tying run is on third and 1 out. And Dodger Stadium is rocking. And the Steelers are not. So here's the Penguin, Ronce, 0 for 3. The tying run is Reggie Smith. The go-ahead run is Steve Garvey. And Terry Forster is starting to warm for the Dodgers. Infield playing in. Danny Cox can't believe it. 4th and inches, Steelers. Nobody has any timeouts, and the Steelers can't make up their mind, and the clock winds down. Sorry. So here we go. 4-3. The winning run, or the potential winning run, on second. Popped up left field. Back goes Coleman, and it is gone! Say with a 3-run homer. Oh my goodness, the Dodgers have a 6 spot up in the inning, and they lead it 6-4. There's one for the ages here. Say hey indeed. The Cardinals started this inning up 4-0. The Dodgers were on life support. And now it's all come undone. Cox throws his glove. Righty, righty, righty. Who's the best against a righty? And it will be Bill Campbell. Campbell is 37. Fastball at 85. A pick 6 in the 8th. Yeah. Holy crap. He is a fastball pitcher at the end of his career and a ground ball pitcher. He pitched for the Cardinals 50 times. Went 5-3 with 4 saves and an earned run average of 3.5. Mike pulling out his hair for both this game and the Steeler game. 64 1/3 for Campbell. 55 hits. 5 home runs. Yeah, crazy. And this time it was Jack Clark, which doesn't break my heart. I don't like him with the Red Sox, Andy. 55 hits, 5 home runs. He's walked 21 and struck out 41. The interception in the Steeler game doesn't count. There's a high fly ball to left center field. Go crazy, folks, go crazy. No, it doesn't sound right, Jamie. I'm sorry. Dusty Baker 1 for 3. Campbell deals. There's a ground ball to the Wizard, who makes a web jam to get out of the inning. Oh, my word. So Ozzie ends the inning, but not before. No, there's 2 out. 2 out for Bill Russell. 1 for 3 with a single. That's up the middle. Ozzie over to Clark, and that will do. So we go to the top of the 9th. The Dodgers, 6 runs, 5 hits, a major error by Jack Clark, a huge home run from Ron Say and Joe Ferguson, and it's now 6-4. And so David Letterman's best friend, Terry Forster, that fat tubagoo, comes in. He's 26 years old. He is an extreme ground ball pitcher. He throws a fastball at 91 through 47 games for the Dodgers in 78. 5-4. Somewhere Lorenzo is enjoying this. 22 saves, a 1.93 ERA, 65 1/3 innings, 56 hits, 2 home runs. He's walked 23 and struck out 46. Pendleton, Nieto, and Van Slyke. Cardinals 2 to tie and 3 to go ahead. Mendoza revenged. Yeah. 4 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors for the Cardinals. They've left on 4. The Dodgers, 6 runs, 9 hits, wherever Lorenzo is. He's enjoying this one. Maldito! No errors and 4 left on. Dodgers win. They get home field for the next round because they are the number 1 seed by default. Forster deals. Ground ball to Russell. Over to Garvey. 1 out. For Nieto, it was 0 for 3 today. My word. What a finish. What a finish. To third. Say. 2 out. So Andy Van Slyke is the last chance saloon for St. Louis. 2 for 10 on the series, 0 for 3 today. He has struck out twice. The Dodgers, 6 runs in the 8th inning. And Ivan de Jesus will pinch hit. De Jesus, 222 in real life, 5 doubles and 7 RBI. So 2 out. They go reverse split here, I would think. Forster, deep breath. To Lopes. Game over, series over. What a comeback from the 78 Dodgers. They have advanced with an inning for the ages. Ron Cey is your Digital Dice MVP. The Dodgers win it 6-4. 2 hours and 34 fake minutes. 6 runs, 9 hits, and no errors. They left on 4. The Cardinals, 4 runs, 9 hits, and 2 errors. And they leave on 4. Charlie Huff goes 2 2/3 to get the win. A hit and a strikeout. Tommy John, again, got the quick hook. 5 1/3, 8 hits, 4 runs, all earned. He gave up the homer to Clark. He gave up the homer to McGee and struck out 4. Danny Cox wasn't tired. 7 1/3, 9 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned. The homers from Ferguson and Cey. He walked 1 and struck out 5. Oh, my word. So that will do it for this first round series. The Dodgers are moving on. And the Cardinals, wow. So the next series will be the Expos and the Yankees. The winner to face the Dodgers. And that starts tomorrow at noon Eastern from New York, from Yankee Stadium. So for now, I'm Ron Juckett saying thank you so much. What a comeback. 6 runs in the 8th. And the Dodgers will either host the 82 Expos or I think that's the 49 Yankees. Have a good day, everybody. So long.